Quite often, veterans feel like the VA underrated their disabilities, and understanding the 38 CFR language for your disability will help you understand if you rate an increase or not. We're going to talk about how you know when you're ready to file for an increase. Increases are the easiest type of claim to submit, meaning the hard part is already done. You already have the service connection. Now we're going to be looking at the severity of your symptoms. I'm going to show you the easiest way possible to use the 38 CFR and research your own disability. The first thing you're going to want to do is head on over to Google, type in your disability and 38 CFR, ECFR. For this example, we're going to use a knee pain as your disability. Let's click on that first link, and this is Title 38 Code of Federal Regulations. As you can see, this title here is absolutely monstrous. And so what we're going to do is Control F. We're going to type in knee and search for the word knee. And now here, this first part here is talking about a knee replacement. So if that's you, here's how the VA rates knee. We're going to go to a more common knee disability. This is amputation or the loss of use. Let's keep on scrolling down. And so here we have the knee and the leg. Here's ankylosis, which is the loss of use. And this code 5257, this is where the majority of knee conditions are rated. And so if you have a 0% rating for your knee and you believe you fall in the 10% category, the majority of knee ratings that I've seen are 10%. And here's why. It talks about sprains, ligament tears, a complete ligament tear, persistent instability, and this is a key part here, without a prescription from a medical provider of an assistive device. And so if you went to CVS or Walgreens and bought a brace for your knee and you use it and you need to use it, that right there would be rated at 10%. If you are at 10% and a medical provider did prescribe you an assistive device like crutches or a brace, that would automatically rate you a 20% rating. And that's how you would know if you rate an increase for your knee or not. Now, that's just one symptom. There are other symptoms of the knee, like an unrepaired or failed repair of the complete ligament tear. And so if this is you and you have a 10 or 20% rating, you know that you rate a 30% rating, and all you would have to do is put in for an increase, attend your C&P exam. They will review your evidence, ask you some questions, bada boom, bada bing, you have the increase. Let's go to something that's not as clear cut as a knee or musculoskeletal condition. So let's head on over back to Google. Let's Google mental health, 38 CFR, ECFR, and this one here is not going to be as clean as a knee condition would be. And so scrolling down, we'll see the general rating formula for mental disorders. And let's say you are at a 10% rating. And so you have some mild occupational and social impairment. You already have the service connection. You already have a 10% rating. Over time, if you believe that your symptoms have gotten worse or the VA underrated you, you could put in for an increase. And then when you go to that C&P exam, the VA is telling you what they look for when they are giving you that rating. And so if you believe you fall in the 70% category, let's just go over some of these symptoms here. It says occupational and social impairment with deficiencies in most areas, such as work, school, family relationships. That's a huge one. So if you have trouble connecting to your spouse or connecting to your children, that would fall in the 70% range. Your impaired judgment, thinking, your mood, if you're very moody, if you are ill-tempered, if you have a short fuse, that could be a symptom of 70%. And then it says due to such symptoms as suicidal ideations. It's not really the plan to carry out suicide, just the thought of it. Obsessional rituals, so you'll see this in ADHD type patients that interfere with routine activities. Your speech, intermittent, is it illogical? Can you make sense? Near continuous panic or depression affecting the ability to perform independently. This one is a big one, and you'll actually see this one on the DBQ as well. It's what is your personal appearance? What does your personal hygiene look like from the examiner's perspective? You basically have two options when it comes to an increase. You can either submit the claim and you'll have a C&P exam by the VA and they will examine your evidence and ask you questions on your symptoms, or you use your primary care at the VA or your private doctor, whatever that looks like for you. You talk about your symptoms, you get those documented in medical evidence, and then you submit that claim. So now when you go to the C&P exam, the C&P examiner is still going to ask you questions on the severity of your symptoms, but now you have medical evidence backing up those symptoms.